Now, since Afro Mexican, Afro Mestizo, Booty Scratcher, Hood Stocks, Lucky, one, and I saw that coon. Was it not Nelson Grundy? There was some brother named that was sitting down talking about he better not be racist. Dude, you the cop picking coon. Okay, I don't worry about your ass. They strawberry and you cop picking. Okay, but this is the thing. Is it Whittier, California? Okay, I'm not from California. I'm just found out about this city because I see where Hood Stocks is located. That's the same location as Pico Park. So to Lucky was Pico African booty scratcher? You're the last Mexican governor. Yes, they had African ancestry. He was Afro mestizo, just like you. You know, you might say, "I'm not no, but y'all in my blood. I know me no black, like me no black Dominican, me no, no, you're so Afro mestizo, no, me so mestizo, no, y'all in me blood in me sangre." No, dude. Most Mexicans have black blood besides indigenous and Spaniard. And when you call people African booty scratcher, you're talking about your damn self because it wasn't for the African penis and vagina in caste system Mexico. When they had a caste system, you wouldn't exist. You do look like a high yellow version of Buster Damn Rhymes. Yeah, with that bell pepper wide Negro nose. You might not look like a black person, but them features did come out. When you're mixing the raza, you're mixing, trying to dilute the blackness and indigenous too, okay? Y'all sometimes still have them black features, like you have the indigenous features. You don't look like a full-blown Spaniard. We know what mejor raza means, okay? And actually, it was Jose Vicencello, so when they invent the word La Raza Mascasica and made it to a book in the essay as in the paperwork, not in the Cholo Gang, okay? Um, he made that essay back in 2020, no, 2020, back in 1925, yeah, since 2025, dang, 100 years ago, okay? So we know the reason why, to erase the history of Afro Mexicans' contribution and heritage, because you're not just being indigenous, you're part black Mexican, not black American, okay? So you in the same area where Pio Pico Park is located. And it's so stupid to call someone an African booty scratcher. Would you call Pio Pico an African booty scratcher? Because he did have Afro Mexican heritage. One of his grandparents was a mulata. So I don't understand a mulatto. The grandma mulatto. Okay, whatever. Okay, I have to go back to the notes. But that's the question I got to ask to Hood Stocks. You know, same location is Pio Park, Pio Pico Park, and that man was the last Mexican governor of Alta California, and he was part Afro Mexican. He was Afro mestizo, just like you. Cause you don't like, I don't look like Mayate, but you do have a Mayate nose. Okay, that nose is not Spaniard or indigenous. That's a bell pepper nose. And I'm not calling myself or anyone else actors. I'm using the term to mock the word Mayate. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't call myself a nigga. Oh my god, hell no. But I have self-respect. I'm just saying, using a lingo on them. You know how you use the same lingo on a real person? That's what I do. Okay? So you can call a body a Afro, no, a African booty scratcher when you got African booty scratcher blood. Okay, call yourself that next time, and tell local nobody want her. Okay, I don't want her. Hell no, I don't want her. Shoot, maybe some thirsty ass. I hate to use the N word nigga out there. Probably your friend, your cocoa black friend might want her, but I don't want her. Okay, that's not my type. Okay, yes, I do love women, but and I'm open to intelligent Hispanic women, not those who stuck in the hood, okay? Not no hood rats. Just like the same thing when it comes to a sister, okay? You stuck in that mindset, no, we can't come together, okay? I'm all about getting out the ghetto and moving up at the Jeffersons, okay? Because if I was in California, I'd be living in them nice areas, not living in the hood or the bar. I'm sorry, I'll be bruised. You're like, I don't know you. Who? I don't know you. No, I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm living good. And no, not the Hollywood Hills where Celeste was founded. No, the Hollywood Hills demonic. Who, Lord, yeah, the Hollywood Hills demonic. Y'all know about that? It was demonic way back when Sammy Davis Jr. and he was part Hispanic. He was Cuban. A lot of folks forget that Sam dude mom was Hispanic, Cuban. When he was doing that cult, that Santana cult with Angela Bay, it was way before David and Celeste. These are babies compared to us. But before, when our great grandparent, grandparent age, yeah, they were doing some demonic stuff back in the 1960s and 70s in the Hollywood Hills. Go look that up, y'all. Yep, I'm not going to live in that demonic. I don't care how nice it is. Not everything nice is always nice. Okay? The mansion parties that Cat Williams was talking about and all that. Baby. No, I'm not going over there. I'm going to live in a nice area. But I don't even want to go to LA. Ever since the Anglo-Saxons, and I'm mixed with Anglo-Saxon, my background's African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Native American. I don't go by the one drop rule. But ever since our Anglo ancestors took over Afro, Mestizo, California, and turned it upside down, then you had people who claimed to be the Blue Jays. Okay, I'm not being kind up here. There's good people of that religion, but there are also those who fake the funk, who pretend to be because they have a lineage, but they don't practice it. They practice demonic stuff because you cannot be Jewish if you believe in Satan. You can't. You believe in Yahweh, right? The Torah, Genesis and the Torah, is, you know what I'm saying, the serpent. You can't you can't be both. Okay, you child the Lord, you don't practice that. But they have a lineage, and it's not just them because you have Gentiles who practice that stuff too. Hitler practiced Satanism too. I mean, occultism. Yeah, that's why he did. That's how he got into power. So I'm not going to be cutting it up in here because I'm not anti-Semitic. But they brought that there. And then you have Gentiles who were part of Masonic lodges. Yeah. Oh, Lord, yeah. And, yeah, I come from a Masonic family on my dad's side. My grandmother's parents were Masonic. No, I'm not a Mason. No, I couldn't. I cannot. Especially when I became Catholic at 13 years old, you cannot be a Mason. You cannot. But I do research on that area. And it's not demonic energy there. You have people who practice a cult. You know, you cannot practice something one thing and be Catholic. Or something else. Like, you cannot do that. Trust me, I know. Because when I was leaving Protestantism and becoming Catholic, prior to that time, I did practice witchcraft as a kid to 19, 12 years old. And in the catechism book talks about you cannot practice that. That's against God. Yep. That's how I know. You cannot practice psychics, no voodoo, no Ouija board. It's against our faith. And I ain't the perfect Catholic. I cuss a lot. That's one thing that I have in one of my sins. I do cuss. I talk a lot of shit. Because I'm supposed to talk like that. I'm supposed to have a clean mouth. But I know when people do spiritual power, they cannot be practicing. For example, Jennifer Lopez. I don't know what faith she played. She went to Catholic school, but she should know that you cannot go to Santeria, Cunhadera, and try to get the roles to play Selena. Okay, and try to get Ben Affleck and Diddy to fall in love with you. That's actually against your faith. Oh, we know about how Jennifer Lopez get down. Okay, okay. Jennifer on block. Okay, but it's dwindling. It's going down. You cannot be practicing that stuff, and all the relationships. And her career is not going up. It's not like it was back in the 1990s. No, it's not. You know, her messing with Diddy. I'm surprised she's not locked up with Diddy, okay? Shout out to Jaguar White. But anyway, let's not be talking about Hollywood. Yes, I would not go there. I probably, no, I don't. No, I don't even want to go to LA. Like I said, ever since the Anglo-Saxons, you know, came there and turned it upside down, you wouldn't be having black and brown racism. Okay, that's true. Because black Mexicans and indigenous and Spaniards and Mestizos in particular, they came together. They made LA. I'm not trying to be anti-Protestant, but it was a Catholic. And one thing that I'm not the perfect Catholic Christian, but in the faith, we all are children of God. We're not even supposed to be racist. We're not. But when Anglo-Saxons came with mixing their their Protestant religion with racism, mixing it, which is a contradiction, and they made it to laws, and made it to a culture. That's what caused black and brown race, and they lie in history books, and that's why LA is the way it is. Before that, LA actually the African American descendant people would go to California to get away from they would go all the way from the south to the west to get away from slavery in the south. because Mexico opened its doors. Because Mexico was an Afro Mestizo country. You cannot negate the Afro Mexicans. The second president was Afro Mexican, Mr. Guerrero. So when you have people who forgot their roots and they trying to please the white man, the white Anglo-Saxon racist man, shall I say? Because not all Anglo-Saxons are bad, but the ones who are racist. That's why you have black and brown racism. Because you got both people who both cotton picking and straw picking who don't know their history. And that's why I call them based on their mentality. They have a cotton picking and straw picking mentality to the point they're very uneducated. And if they are educated, they're afraid to tell the truth. Okay? They're like punks. And they go along with the funk of stupidity. And that's why you have black and brown racism when it should not even be there. Because if they know their heritage and they know where they come from, they know they would act better. And when it comes to hood stocks, you in the same location where Pico Park is. So I guess when you go to Pico Park, you call him African Buddha Scratcher. Mind you, you could be related to him. Because those families who are Afro Mexicans, they mingle with mestizos. They mingle with mulattoes as well. And they mingle with mestizos, so you're Afro mestizo when you have the three bloods in you. And they made those communities. And they made those children down the generation. So those Chicanos that have been there for years before Mexico was part of, before California was part of the United States, they were there after, the United States took California. They're not 10 Afro mestizos because those Afro Mexicans that built California and built Los Angeles intermingle with Spaniards and indigenous. Remember, they didn't have restriction of interracial marriage, unlike Anglo-Saxon, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant United States did in different states. So you can intermarry whoever you want to marry. Like all that blueface and what's the name and G69 mess, there should not be a topic because, like I say, there was not an issue back in those days. If you read California history in Mexico, actually the Catholic Church, we encourage it because we all children of God. You know what I'm saying? So, point is, but when you have people who don't know their history and they don't study their history and in the same location as the Afro Mexicans that found California, found Los Angeles, and you have a Afro Mestizo former governor Park, and you saying African booty scratcher, that's a huge damn contradiction. And I should not be cussing, but that's what I'm saying. It's a contradiction because and you saying people come be Jimmy out there and be anti-black or anti-Hispanic with the African American people, y'all forget your history. Y'all forget your history. That's why I said cotton picking shop because your mindset is still on the cotton picking field and shop being uneducated, dumb, and stupid. I'm a freedman. I ain't no damn cotton picking shop. Yeah, I'm part Hispanic too. I'm not Mexican. I'm Spanish Creole. Louisiana Spanish. You forget Louisiana was the Spanish colony. Yeah, my Hispanic was come from Louisiana. My grandfather was a Real, where Anglos changed his name to Riles in Texas. He was a black Spanish Creole. See what I'm saying? And yes, I do check the Hispanic box. So, I'm part Hispanic too. That's why I call myself an Afro-Spick. I don't call myself a nigga. I call myself an Afro-Spick. So, I'm not even called rejecting. Some brother called me a spick long time ago. I said, go ahead, thank you. Anyway, but my thing is, to sit here and say anti-black stuff when you got in your bloodline, even you don't look black, is a huge contradiction. And it wasn't for Afro-Mexican and Afro-Mestizos that created California and created Los Angeles before it was part of the United States. You just honor your own roots. Okay? The gang politics, yeah, once again, some Anglo-Saxon racist person, CIA, caused that gang shit. I'm sorry to cuss it off again. I'm sorry, but it's just stupid. The Anglo white racist person, and I'm not blaming the white man because I'm also gonna blame the people of color who caught pick a sharp who went along with it. Okay, there wasn't. If you know, you gotta do your research. California was not all that racist until it became part of the United States. And when it came part of the United States, it was white racist Southerners going there to change California. Even when the civil rights move was going on, Judge Joe Brown talks about when they brought white racist cops who were Klansmen from the South to be part of Los in his police department, which I see, Mark Farmer was from up north. I see why that culture is there. When they brought they racist ass in the police department, but African people and Hispanic people in the area had to be uneducated to go along with the narrative and fight amongst each other over drug deals and gang talk, which is very stupid. But then also to bend the fall in the cult and Santana practice in their gangs. And then before any African people about the Mexicans doing it, no, it's African people doing it too. There's people who are African who in those gangs who practice Satanism and occult practice. And I'm not trying to bash Easy E, but if we do his research, he was involved in Satanism as well. Yes, he was. I mean, a lot of those gangster rappers were involved in Satanism. I was listening to Nara Rob. Um, she read Gloria Valdez's book, and yes, when they were about to sacrifice Gloria Valdez, who's Puerto Rican, at the Mother's Day death row, I'm glad Tupac saved her. That was Santana ritual. That's how I know that what happened to Celeste with the David case. Those are rituals. They have all of what happened to Charles Manson down there in Rodeo Drive with Sherry Tate. That was Santana ritual. Okay? Like, y'all don't do research. Y'all, LA is not, ever since them people came in with racism, and you have people who claim to be another monotheist religion, but they don't practice monotheism. Okay, it was just a joke, so nobody would not try to go preach to them. LA is demonic. Okay, I don't like the ultra conservative stuff that Jesse Romero, the Catholic lay minister, have, but he has a book talk about that, and I read parts of it, like, through the internet and stuff, because I don't have the actual book. But he talks about how LA culture became what it was. And how Hollywood and the cesspool, the warehouse, they're like Zachary King, the former Santana Wizard. Yeah, he's also Hispanic too. He's Puerto Rican and Czech and Choctaw. Um, Shout out to Zachary King. I listened to a lot of his ministries. He's a Catholic Christian as well, Reformed Baptist, and he became a Satanic Wizard later on. But L.A. was the place where he would do warehouse deals when they sell their soul to Satan, when they have sex for. So, like I said, L.A. culture is demonic, and the gang wars are satanic. They're not just black and brown fights and someone gets deleted. Those are satanic rituals. They are. Y'all just don't know. Y'all look at the politics of race. If you dug deeper, those are satanic rituals. When rappers have beef and someone gets shot down there or any other place, it's related to LA, even not in LA, those are satanic sacrifices. Yes. Kid you not. When Tiger was going through that situation with American Cholo. He's with that Empire Record Company. They say, I'm not sure, but I do believe that every man that owns that record label is satanic. I don't think he's a Muslim, because you cannot practice both. And the rappers from Empire Records get deleted. So I think there was a ritual scene, and this my theory. When he was not selling records, he was messing, being a chomo, hanging with Kylie Jenner, and her mammy allowed it. Okay. And Ray J, what he going through, that's his fault. He killed Whitney Houston. What he going through now, I don't give a damn about him. Rest with duty. Brandy brother, yeah. Going through that situation. The black skin chick, what's her name? Danger, Monica Leon, that was on with the tattoo on her face before Mike Tyson put a tattoo. Okay, the yellow bone chick, she black skin Creole Mexican. Okay, she homeless. There was a ritual, a ritual. That's a ritual to make her home, because she was supposed to his download secrets. Y'all, when you do research on these people, I mean, Wendy Williams, Mel Vision, Wendy Williams, okay, okay. Ray J going through lot. Yeah, that's his fault. But still, when Tiger was messing with Kylie Jenner and she was underage, you don't think that the record label made him do that Acaramba video as a ritual? Come on now, you gotta see, you gotta use your brain. That was a ritual to get black and brown folks fighting each other down there. And that was ritual to get him because he wasn't selling no records. He wasn't selling no records. Okay, he was too busy messing with, you know what I'm saying, um, shout out to Spice, the Poom Poom song. A black child, okay. The Poom Poom Poom. Okay, the reggae dance all song. Yeah, she made it to a song. I like that she turned that song to the Poom Poom. You want Chinese Poom Poom, black Poom Poom, white Poom Poom, Spanish Poom Poom. Okay, anyway, but yeah, yeah. So he went to some teenage, been a pedophile. Okay, did not get arrested because the man talking about Chris Jenner. Okay, she didn't put him in jail. She let that happen. And she allowed Tiger to come mess with her daughter. So, you don't think that he felt pressure to make that song called Caramba to get people upset? So if anything happened, it's a ritual. Why don't the people at Empire Records get deleted? Why that City Blue said that he didn't want to be in a black label? Of course, it was racist him saying that, but if you dug deeper, he knew about the mansion parties of L.A. with Diddy. Thank you. Because he had mansion parties and the white parties in New York too. Wherever he had it at, he knew that our black Mexican brother, Kid Cudi, Kid Cudi dad was part Mexican. Night and day. Remember he was trying to save his black Mexican part Asian sister Cassie. Yeah, she part Mexican and Filipino, and Caribbean African American as well. Remember he was trying to save her, and the car blew up, and he said Diddy in Hollywood. Here we go, Hollywood Hills with Celeste and David. That area is demonic. Remember Diddy broke into his house. Demonic Diddy. Okay, and demonic. Okay, so you don't think City Blue knew those stories without even mentioning it? It was code word language. We thought it was racial, but if you dig deeper, he knew not to sign with Diddy because of what he had to do to get that deal. Meek Mill, you heard I say Meek Mill? Their warehouse deal. Come on. So it's not y'all. It's not just this whole booty scratcher comment and Blueface. Just after he come out of jail in Gen 69, it's spiritual. It's not y'all. That area is a spiritual demonic place. Like I said, ever since the Anglo-Saxon races, and they try to be anti-Protestant, brought they little racism and mixed it with the Bible, which is very blasphemous, distorting the Bible. Much how they took that place and caused white supremacy. And you had people who, of a certain Abraham, how you say the word? You know what I'm talking about? Monotheist religion. Well, they cannot practice Satanism if you believe in Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? That's a contradiction. But you have those who come from a lineage of that, who don't believe in Yahweh. They believe in Baal and all other demonic demons. They came and brought that into there. Then you have the cult practices who believe in voodoo, Santeria, Santa Muerte, all those demonic, come on, those are satanic. Then you have psychics, Rinky, all them people bringing that to that area. That's why you have people who are straight out atheists, who don't believe in God. Those people run LA. It's not the city of angels, it's the city of diablos. That means the devil. It was supposed to be when Luis Catero and all them made LA, it was called the city of angels, representing the angels in heaven, honoring our blessed mother, okay, Jesus' mother, okay, Revelation 7, 12, 17, that's our mother, okay, that's the woman called the son. If you read the scriptures, okay, remember the head of the serpent in Genesis 3. The woman, that's why Jesus called her the woman in a wedding call. He called his own mama a woman, right? Code word, because go back, that's why we honor her, not worship her, honor her, since Luke 148, all Jewish call me blessed. So do you understand? Okay, that's why they made LA. That's it. But when these people took LA, took Los in California from Mexico, Afro Mestizo, Catholic Mexico, in white Anglo-Saxon Protestantism, mixing the Bible with racism, which is very blasphemous. Okay. Then you had people who disguised themselves to be another monotheist religion, and because I'm not going to be anti-Semitic here, but they was not practicing their religion. They just used it as an excuse to fool people, so they would not know that they was practicing demonic stuff behind closed doors. I mean, not just them, because you have Gentiles who do it too. Okay, they brought all their energy there. They started getting involved in gang politics. If you know about what's the name, uh, Michael Kino, friends with Bush and CIA. If you do your research, y'all, that's why LA is demonic. Them gang wars are satanic sacrifices. Biggie, Tupac murder was sacrificial. Y'all just don't understand that. Okay? But going back to hood stocks, lucky, be lucky to have respect for your Afro Mexican roots because you're in the same location with Pico Park. That city is Whittier. I can't say where the city. Cause I said that ain't same location as with this man hood style. Pico Park. Would you call him a booty scratcher? He was the last Mexican governor with black blood. Don't you call him? You don't respect him. Don't you call him a pinche piate? Don't you call him? He was the last Mexican governor, and he was in poverty. He was wealthy. He ended up in poverty. Yep, that's how racist the system is, man. They take the city away from you, and you see, all those racist white racist people who Anglo-Saxon, they did. They made that man impoverished. P.O. Pico died in poverty. That's what I read. Yep. Went from being wealthy to being poverty, just like what happened in Chicago. The founder of the Native Americans were there, but he married an American woman. Talking about the Haitian biracial man, the Sable, the Haitian Creole, French Creole from Haiti. He was black and French, and he spoke Spanish too. And he went to Chicago. He created Chicago. He married the Illinois woman, the American woman. He was also Catholic as well. But when white Anglo-Saxon Protestants took over Chicago, now look at Chicago, and he died in poverty as well. That's how demonic it is. People don't know their history. Yep, they did. Yep, a lot of people don't realize that. And they be doing spiritual work, talking about they don't believe in other gods but God. Y'all, the whole Charlie Clerk thing, yes, it's satanic. It's satanic what happened to him, but he did it to himself. Anytime you preach racism, which is blasphemy, with Christianity, that's you call your own death. And it wasn't someone of color that killed him; it was a white man. So I don't know why everybody mad. Where the tension is showing that the same person you think that don't look like you can be someone in your own circle. And lucky you know about that, because you got people in your own circle who don't love you either, who resemble you, because all Mexicans look alike. Okay, look what happened to Selena. Another Mexican killed her. Look what happened to Tupac. Another fake brother killed him. Who had a biggie. You stop looking at color. Look at character. The one that Martin King and Cesar Chavez preached. Okay, that's black and brown history there. Even when Cesar Chavez was friends with Coretta Scott King after Martin King got shot. So, see, if you don't know the history, I'm not gonna come here and talk about who's a WB word and all that. No, remember we were the way blacks going to Mexico to get away from slavery. In Texas, we were the wet blacks. Every time you hear African American person calls about wet black, we had to walk like we had to swim the Rio, Mississippi River to go from slavery to law. We had to swim the Rio Grande too. We had to roll in the river too. Okay, to get away from Massa in Texas. If you know that history, okay, yeah, people don't know the history. That's why you'll see me talk ignorant like these folks on social media. I can't relate. I can't relate to these people. Once you have you do so much education, research, you can't relate to people ignorant. I can't. It's not in my spirit. You gotta expect me call lucky a W word. But excuse me, it was slavery in Texas. I had to swing Rio Grande to get away from Massa. Then go to Mexico. I can't call him a way back when I had to do the same thing too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If it was slavery in Texas, you damn right I'm sitting the Rio Grande to get the fuck away from me. I ain't be no white man's nigga. Hell to no. I'm in custom here. Hell no, I ain't being no white man's nigga. I'm be a wet black. And go and be free in Mexico. See, you cannot be, it's not in my spirit to be anti-Hispanic. I have it in me too. My Spanish come from Louisiana. My fucker was a black Spanish Creole. That's why I'm an Afro spec. I'm not call that. You know, I can't. It's not. Once you be educated and you research, you cannot be ignorant. Y'all ignorant out there in California. You think with Texas school districts try to make sure we ignorant, but you got to go to the library, take your ass to the library. That's what I did when I was back in the 90s. How about Afro Mexicans? I took my ass to the library, downtown library, in 1990s, and read books. I actually owe I bought a lot of books in 2013. I haven't paid the library yet. I owe about $70. So I get their books back, but I owe them to this day $70 something. 2013, y'all. That's yes. Trying to read them books. It's good to read. Good to read. So that's why I can't. It's not in my spirit to be anti-Mexican, and especially I have Hispanic roots too. When I did my mama ancestry, my grandfather said Real, and it was changed to Raus. We related, okay? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Louisiana Creoles. We have both French and Spanish. Not all Creoles have the same thing. Some Creoles don't have Spanish, and some do. You know, when on my early videos, you will see me say I don't have Hispanic roots. But when I did my mama ancestry, 2016, tracing her roots, what last name? Rao. Is Real. And it was changed to Raus. So that's, you cannot, when you educated and you go beyond what people told you, you cannot relate to the people who stuck in that mindset. That's right. So when I come at Lucky Stocks, it's you. No, I'm gonna come in with some education. I'm gonna be ignorant the way I'm talking, but I'm gonna bring some education to it, and I'm gonna show that hey, you can call a bottle African booty scratcher when you have African blood too, nigga. Yeah, I'm gonna call him now. See, I don't call racist Latinos the W word or SPIC word. I say the N word right back. They fucking say, yeah, you call me a pinch me out, I'm call it right back your motherfucking face. And I'm gonna say you up me out there too, because you are. You have African blood too. Okay. And it was Jose Vasconcelos with his stupid lie, La Raza Macassica. That's what caused this whole thing 100 years ago. 100 damn years ago. Education. You know, I taught ignorance so you can understand. But I thought some education and shit. And Pico Park is in the same location as Hood Stocks. Talking about African booty scratcher. And that I know Pico in the grave saying, how dare this, mijo? Don't you know tú tienes sangre africana también como yo? Yeah, I can imagine he in this grave. I don't believe in whooping kids, but I swear Pico want to get that chunkler and throw it right on Lucky's face. Get that chunkler. Yo, how dare you? I swear, Pico probably in that grave and throw that chunkler on that man. Get a belt. And say, Mio, how dare you talk like that? You know, that's right. In the same location as this dude talking about African booty scratcher. You may have to go, don't you go to that park and call and conjure them spirits. I ain't trying to talk no hoodoos, but you know what I'm talking about? Conjure that spirit, that ghost of Pico, whoop you behind talking about how dare you? How dare you? Mijo, don't you know your raíces? Tus raíces tienes sangre española, indígena y africana también. How dare you talk like that? You talk like a gringo racista. A gringo racista taught you that. That's right, the gringo racista taught you that. Showed the white man who owned the plantation, who owned the cotton picking shop. That's why I say cotton picker. Let me explain. Anytime I see African people and Hispanic people act like this, they're the cotton picking, shop picking. Why? Because the white racist men, usually Anglo-Saxon, owned the cotton field and the straw picking field and made African people and Hispanic people pick that strawberries because they were uneducated. They had no education. And the only thing they knew was to pick. We work for massa, right? So that's why it is not education to African people and Hispanic people stay in that mind frame because you educate, you think different, you move different, right? Okay, so when people say, how dare you say cotton picking, straw picking because of the mentality of the person, not their ethnicity or race, the mentality. They're not educated. They still stuck in the mold of being in low class mindset. And yeah, they might have fast money, and usually they are wealthy, and things like that. That fast money go to being broke again. Okay, so that's how it go when you think ignorant. So you can have a whole lot of money, but don't it might run dry in a couple of years, or probably a couple of days out there out spending and not putting in those stocks, which you have to give lucky props to preach that, but you still thinking like a person on the straw picking field, just like the folks who call you W word, thinking like the folks on the cotton field, uneducated, dumb, stupid. Pico Park is in the same location as Hoodstocks. Pico had African blood besides indigenous and Spanish blood. He was the governor, the last Mexican governor of Alta California. And sadly, the white Anglo-Saxon gringos races made him poor. Did the same to the South in Chicago. He was from Haiti. He was biracial. He had a white French father and a black mama. He spoke English, French, and Spanish. Remind me of City Girls. Pussy talk, speak English, Spanish, French. Y'all them Doja Cat not to be nasty, but that's okay. But the Sabo spoke English, French, and Spanish. Pussy talk English and Spanish and French. Okay, the Sabo speak English, French, speak both English and Spanish, French. Okay. Y'all know that song, City Girls and Doja Cat. Okay, okay. But when he came to Chicago, he found he created Chicago, and Native Americans were already there. He married one of their women, and he was a Catholic, and he made Chicago. But when the white racist people took over Chicago, the Anglo-Saxons, he became poor and died poor. Yep, and people don't know that it was a part black man who was part French, biracial. Biracial. He was biracial. He was biracial. He wasn't a girl, okay? Biracial. Okay. He was biracial. And he made that city. And people today do not know that. Even African people don't know that. I'm not lying. So they were Mexicans. They don't know that Pico was Afro-Mexican. So I don't even know who Pico was. And live in California. I'm not even from California. Nobody don't go to his library like when we were younger and read them books. Or go on the internet and research that stuff from the books. That's what I did. You know so much, yes. So when I come after Lucky Hood stocks, it ain't gonna be on no, oh you the B word, excuse me for my language, ain't gonna be no nigga way back type of argument. That's not my argument because I know better. Because that word reflects on us too. African people have to run to Rio Grande to get away from Massa. And same thing with Mississippi. We had two rivers to go through. The Mississippi River to Canada or the Rio Grande to Mexico. So you cannot talk like, when you know that knowledge, you cannot, you know what I'm saying? So that's stupid. So don't come at Lucky with that art. That's y'all doing that mess. It's cop picking folks and y'all hate me because I'm not on your level. And please hate me for not being on top of the who call themselves niggas, who had that mindset. Please hate me for not being on your level, okay? I thank God for that. For real. You come at Lucky with an educational approach. You let that man know. African booty scratcher, you got African booty scratcher blood. And the man that actually was the last Mexican governor, his park is the same location. He had African booty scratcher blood too. And he was the governor of California before it was part of the United States. Afro Mexicans created Los Angeles, bro, besides the native people and the mestizos. And they mingle. That could be in your bloodline before you call somebody African booty scratcher. That's in your blood, your sangre. And you can tell in Lucky's nose, that bell pepper Negro nose, that he got some black in him. He don't look black, but it's in his blood. And before he calls someone an African booty scratcher, he didn't do that damn research of his familia. Okay? And by being the same area as Pico Park, how in the hell, hey, you had to laugh. That's why I laugh. They do, you got, but man, y'all, African people, stop it with this fucking, I'm cussing, yes, I'm cussing, fucking victim mentality. You got them Mexicans laughing at your damn ass with a fucking, no, I come out with a victim mentality. I ain't no damn victim. I'm a victor, okay? That's why I laugh with him, but I'm laughing at his ass with that bell pepper nigga nose, okay? Talking about him. That nose is so wide, and before Michael Jackson's surgery nose, Lucky has that damn wide bell pepper nose. Knowing it did not come from no indigenous or some Spaniard. It came from a damn African, okay? Was out and probably scratching his ass, her ass, and that's why he was scratching his ass too. When he said African booty scratcher, you scratch your ass, I'm talking to loca, okay? And she got them big ass lips. They came from some damn sister or some damn brother that was Afro Mexican, her bloodline. She don't want nobody to look like her Afro Mexican. Fam, that's okay. Nobody don't want to mess with her. I don't need her goodies, okay? I ain't trying to go after her and make no kids with her. Hell no. That's not gonna happen. Cause her mentality ain't about her what she look like. And I'm sorry, don't offense, cause there's some women look good with that, but them tattoos on her do not look good. She saved us a huge favor, a lot of stress. We don't miss that mess, okay? So y'all with that victim and he said African booty scratcher. And I said right back, he's an African booty scratcher, an Afro-Mexican booty scratcher, Afro-Mestizo booty damn scratcher. And he in an area where Afro-Mestizo last Mexican governor. In the same area, the park, Pico, man, I tell you, I ain't gonna do no physical stuff. I let Pico spirit work on that, okay? No, I ain't do no voodoo up in here. Don't do voodoo, thank the Lord. But you know, spirits do come back and hunt you. And you know Pico better throw that chancla on. Pico got that belt and a chancla, and he got the cinch cord. Okay, he got a chancla, thing ready to go whoop Lucky's ass. Okay, gonna come up and say you know how dare you talk like that. But I would know. I feel like Alarm Bazan, remember on Oprah, on show when she had Hazel E pop my butt. What did pop my butt mean to Harry Tubman? Give me a whip. So I'ma let Pico spirit, that alma, that Pico, the alma, the spirit come and get Lucky. Okay, I got nothing to do with no. Ain't gonna be no beef. No, I'ma let the spirit hit him, cause Pico gonna whoop that ass. Okay. In that park. Me, I'm damn, I'm damn talking about me. Calling about African booty scratcher. I got African blood too. I was the last Mexican governor with his African blood. You better recognize. Okay, I'm gonna let Pico do that fight. Pico right in the same location. Imagine Lucky and his wife, girlfriend, whatever you with, they go Pico in that statue in that park, and them eyes move. Pico eyes just move and say, "Ooh," like that Lord, Yolanda, no, not Yolanda, no, Yorada is to cry. Yorando, Yoranda, yeah, your spirit, where's my little children? Yeah, okay, that story, okay, I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, that remind me, what's gonna happen with him, with Pio Pico. Yeah, the woman that killed her children, and she's where's my little children? It's gonna be Pio Pico, okay? Come and do that spirit, and it's gonna tell Lucky, how dare you talk like that? How dare you talk like that? You know you have African blood too. So do I. He gonna say, I was the last Mexican governor, and he gonna have that. He gonna have a belt, a stench card, and a chancla. He gonna scare look. He gonna scare look. Just like Selena Spear hunts Yolanda, right? I'ma let Pio Pico come scare that ass. Yeah, Pio Pico, baby. Pio Pico come after your ass. Over here talking like that. Talking about African booty scratcher. And you in the same damn location as the man who part black, not black American, black Mexican, Afro Mexican, who part Spain, who was a wealthy man, and he was the last Mexican governor. The last Mexican governor of California. Okay? Shit. Yeah, shout out to Pio Pico, God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? Pio Pico, that's our history. It's not not Black American history, but it's, African diaspora history. You know what I'm saying? Because he had Afro Mexican blood, and he was the last Mexican governor. Y'all go look it up. Shout out to Pio Pico. Pio Pico was wealthy, Hispanic, indigenous, and African descent. And they did him dirty. Oh yeah, them white racist people did him dirty. Please, y'all. They did Maria Valdez too. She was the founder of Beverly Hills. She was the granddaughter of Los Cotero, who was Afro Mexican. And them people did them dirty. They did them dirty. Them white racist people. This is why you got a racist ass Mexican who don't know his roots, uneducated, trying to act like a white supremacist. But the same, don't whine about Trump and ICE, because they remind your ass. In this Trump era and ICE, they remind you of your roots. Okay? The reason why you hated by the white Anglo-Saxon, because you Spanish and Native and black. Or should I say in ignorance, Spanish, indigenous, and nigger. Okay? And you're going to continue to be known that. You can try to hide it with the Mejor Raza, with the Jose Cancelos, garbage. It's not going to work. People are educated. People going to the books. They going to the library. They're not being dumb. You can fool a dumb person. You can't fool an educated person. That's why I don't come with that old black and brown, black versus brown shit. See, let me tell y'all, I'm part Hispanic too, right? When I deal with racist Hispanic people, it's not no black and brown. It's bell pepper because my Hispanics come from Louisiana and jalapeno. It's a bell pepper jalapeno fight. Okay? Because we both Hispanic origin. Okay, I have Hispanic roots from Louisiana and his from Mexico. And it's a bell pepper versus jalapeno. Okay? But like I say, let the spirit of Pio Pico haunt that ass of Lucky. And remind him of his raíces. And remind him where he come from. And stop trying to act like a gringo. Because when you say African Buddha mean anti-black, you acting like the gringo that took your land.